What most people will struggle with, it's not algebra, it's not even sickness and disease. What most people will struggle with in their lifetime is learning to be alone. From a younger age to teenage years, middle age, and even seniors. In the past several years, at least in America, service dogs have become a big thing. A service dog is something that your doctor gives you like a note that you, because of emotional issues, you need a dog as an emotional support. That's one of the reasons. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons why you could get a support dog. You may be blind, but most people that have support dogs are not blind. They are emotionally hurting. See, when you see a dog in a store, and when you see like the emotional or support dog jacket, it's not just cute. It's a signal that the owner has an emotional need. They don't know how to be alone. I had a dog. I struggled. We all struggle at times with being alone, especially in my middle 20s. That's kind of when I got my dog, because I went through some breakups and I was trying to figure out, do I really want to keep pursuing relationships? Is that what I want? I always make the statement that the human brain does not fully develop till 25, and you don't really know yourself till 35. So learning to be alone will take time. It'll take probably till your middle age to understand yourself, to understand society, to understand what you want out of life. And even if you get an emotional support dog, dogs die. The average lifespan of a dog is around 10 to 12 years. Some of the smaller dogs have a little bit longer lifespan. There's a reason that people obsess over someone else. There's a reason why people get a restraining order. There's a reason why people become trolls. Because they have an emotional need and they got let down by someone and they thought that person was going to fulfill that emotional need, and now they lash out with trolling, with thumbs down, with a restraining order. Anytime you see someone obsessed, it's an emotional red flag of someone not emotionally well. Coconut and Dreams, good to see you. 3 pineapples. Well, that's what came up today when I pulled the Florida slot machine. Okay, was I gambling? No. But was I sitting under a palm tree? Yes. What was the temperature? About 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be a cold front tomorrow, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. How do you get to Florida? Well, you won't get to Florida if you're waiting on your spouse. I can't tell you how many people have sent me comments over the years that I'm trying to convince my spouse to move to Florida. What should I do? I said nothing, because if they don't want to move, you can't move. You're married. It's going to cause a divorce. They don't want to leave their family. A good person I knew, he had told me a story that they had visited Florida, Orlando, probably the worst part of Florida. Why? Because it's not by the ocean. They had visited Orlando, though, Disney World. It's better than upstate New York. Shout out to Emoji Meme. So they had visited Disney World years ago, before the coronavirus, and they really fell in love with Florida. During the winter they visited. And he actually found a job. And he told his wife, you know what? I want to move to Florida. I got a job. We're going to move here. She reluctantly followed him. Reluctantly is the word. And then after about a year, because the average person will only last in Florida 1 to 2 years. I do not like when entitled Floridians, the Americans that stole the land from the Native Americans, the locals of Florida, that probably, whatever. The entitled Floridians say, oh, don't move to Florida, it's getting too crowded. What an entitled spirit. I expose it for what it is, bad character. Guys, are you that insecure? Are you that emotionally insecure that you're scared too many people are going to come to Florida? Guys, too many people ain't coming to Florida. Why? People don't like extreme heat. People don't want to leave their family. The main reason you will not see a major relocation to Florida, and the main reason why people buy property in Florida and then sell it, is because their family is in another state. And they emotionally can't stand to be away from their family for long periods of time. Okay. And what I can tell you is you better learn to be alone if you're going to live in Florida, if you're going to change your location. Because most people won't move because of that reason. They'll move back because of that reason. I can't tell you how many people I've met selling their house in Florida, nice areas. Why? Because they're moving back to be close to family. One of the biggest things you have to learn in life, okay, beyond your taking care of your health, beyond your finances, is emotionally learning to be alone. Okay. And even without an emotional support dog. Why? Because your dog's going to die. You're going to keep living. Born alone, die alone, like Nas said in Illmatic. Coconuts asked me, did I buy a stock? No, I didn't. Why? Because I don't buy and hold. If anything, I trade in and out, and only the S&P market movers, and only for 0.25%. I'm not a long-term buyer and holder. That's other people's game. I stick to what I'm strong at. If you're going to day trade, wait till at least 9:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why? That's when patterns are set. Make sure you have an emergency fund. Make sure you pay off your debt, and make sure you don't risk too much. Why? Because your main way of getting ahead in life is an income stream. Unless you inherited money, it's an income stream, a main job that has health benefits. It's side hustles, YouTube, DoorDash, and investing is cherry on the cake. Okay, just like a member in the super chat, it's a blessing. Okay, but if you depend on that, guys, you're going to be tap dancing butt naked. Okay, why? Because believe me, people know when you're desperate, and when you're desperate, you make bad decisions. I saw some lady today. She owns a hair salon. She was bragging about her Robinhood app, trading things. She gonna go broke. We're in a bubble. We're in the biggest bubble you ever seen in your lifetime. You thought 2008 was a bubble? This is a bubble. Okay, now will it pop, guys? The Federal Reserve determines that, not me. So the economy can continue to inflate. So can housing prices. So can stocks. But I'll tell you this, to me, it's a red flag. Look, why? Because I know people's salaries are not keeping up with the cost of housing. And I know that I'm probably one of the higher earners in society. Okay. And I know, okay, people are not that smart that they're making all this money in the stock market. Why? Because you don't make money until you sell and don't buy. If everyone is right now up 10,000%, but they never sell and the stock market goes down, they never made money. Just like a house. The only time you make money in a house is when you sell, okay? And if you sell and then you go buy something bigger, you never made the money. So everything in life is just trading. You know, like the movie with Eddie Murphy, Trading Places. That's how quick life can change. 1 minute you're a bum on the street begging for money. Next minute you're trading orange futures on the stock market. Now look, guys, what do I think the future is? I don't know the future. So what do I recommend you do? Secure your income, get a savings account, pay off your debt, and live where you want to live. Why? Because that's all you can control. You can't control anything else. But I'll tell you this right now, you're not going to do those things if you don't learn to be alone. Why? Most people are broke because they're in a relationship that they're no longer inspired with. They got kids they got to take care of, and they got a job in a state that they're not inspired with. So they watch me vicariously live through me, okay, and some of them want to get with me, okay? I guarantee you guys, some of my viewers, they just hope they got a shot with me. And what I can tell you guys, you ain't got no shot with me. Why? Because I like to be alone, okay? You missed out. In my 20s, you may have had a shot. In my 40s, you ain't got a hope in the world, okay? You got a better shot becoming a millionaire trading on Robinhood, okay? That's truth, okay? So what I can tell you is this, am I going to lose some views? Because that maybe, look, guys, there's no doubt about it that your looks play a big part in some of your success in life. However, look, Donald Trump is butt ugly, and he got some good pussy, wise rich. You say Bernie Sanders, what about him? He's married. Guys, you ever see his wife? He lives in Vermont, okay? So, you know, look, guys, you could be a socialist, but you're also going to live in Vermont. King, $2 super chat. Damn it, brother, I appreciate that. Thank you, King, for that show of appreciation, show of support for the channel. Something in my videos help or inspire you, and I appreciate that support. And I have gratitude, not entitlement. Why? Because, look, man, it's a blessing, you know, that people show you love. And that's it. You say thank you. I say thank you. I mean it sincerely, and then I keep my mouth shut. Why? Because that's the best way, okay, to show gratitude, is acknowledge it and sincerely mean it. Don't just bullshit and keep your mouth shut. Why? Because, look, you know, sometimes you can talk yourself into a ditch. Okay? And it's not easy to do when you're a YouTuber, podcaster. A lot of people get in trouble because they start yapping and talking about nothing. However, some of them are more successful than me. I saw them, they do 4-hour live feeds that talk about nothing. But a lot of people just follow YouTubers just because they want to be able to share. And they are bigger channels than me. They get a lot more views because it's just an environment of, we're going to talk about nothing for 3 hours. And people love it. They eat it up. So why? Because people don't want to be alone. And all the psychopaths in the mental institutions and in their mom's house collecting disability, they found one thing better than their therapist: YouTube. And now they expect the YouTubers to be their mother, their father, their baby, their brother, their lover. And when a YouTuber doesn't acknowledge them how they want, guys, it's a disaster, okay? Because what I can tell you is, anytime you see a troll, it's someone with an emotional disability. Anytime you see someone that gets obsessive, it's an emotional disability. I've been obsessive at times. I guarantee everyone has. That's part of learning and growing and maturing through life. Gail Arnold, alone is the best way to stay. Well, especially when you're in subsidized housing, you're only paying 30% of the rent, and you got the heat on in Massachusetts. Because that's what happened to Gail. Gail left the nomad life, and I'm not mad at her. Why? Because she's close to 70. She needs some more security and stability. She waited on the subsidized housing list, and just like my family members, I don't know if it's the same with you, Gail, but I have a couple family members on subsidized housing, and they pay 30% of the rent. So as an example, if the rent was $1,000 a month, they only pay $300 a month. Okay. So obviously, look, what do you get with that? You may get not the best area, not the best neighbors, but you're going to get an affordable, safe house. And especially for seniors or someone with a disability, you're not going to be broadcasting live from a parking lot with a homeless guy asking you for money. Okay. So I think it was a good move, Gail. Because I think based on your age and your circumstance, it's wise to have stability, and you got flexibility. If you want to travel, you can still travel. But I know I push it sometimes, but I always share with you guys. I'm honest. I'm middle-aged, and I'm still looking at this time if I can find a reasonable home base. So, Gail, I say all that not to embarrass you or put you on the spot, but to acknowledge you, because we have our own communications offline. I respect you. I tell you should keep doing your YouTube channel. Don't create a new YouTube channel. Why? Because you've earned over 400 subscribers. So don't erase that. I don't know why people start a YouTube channel and then start another one. Focus. What's the difference between a laser and a light? Focus. And you got to upload consistently. You're halfway to monetization. So while you're sitting in your apartment watching Judge Judy, make a video. Why? Because in another few months, I would just label the video senior citizen living in subsidized housing. That's what I do. Yep. And then what would I do the next day? Whatever. Every day, just write down something. That's your job. Every day, you should have 3 jobs. Okay. As far as 3 tasks. 1, wake up on time. How do you alleviate being lonely? You got to wake up on time. People who are lonely wake up late and sleep late. Guarantee you. The next thing you do to learn to be alone is you write down 3 things you need to do all day. You say inspirational nomad. I'm retired. I'm disability. No, you don't have to have a job, but you have to do something. All right, I'm going to upload a video every day. I'm going to clean my house every day, even if it don't need clean. You're going to do something. You got to move. That's how you learn to be alone. What's the final thing? What's the third thing? Guys, most of you guys can focus on the first 2. You got plenty of time, right? Because you're going to have a big struggle waking up on time and staying productive, right? You don't need a third thing. I'm trying to ease you guys in. I'm not telling you, gals, general statement, but, everyone should listen to this. ESP, congratulations, Gail. ESP, you're very supportive. You guys are both in housing. I am the last nomad left, guys. There's no one left. Me and Bob Wells. And Bob Wells, I think he's still living with his mom. What I can tell you is, guys, this. I had a guy, AJ from Miami, shout to him if he still watches. I had a guy from Miami doing the coronavirus. He was living in his Prius last year. And when the coronavirus hit, he rented a luxury apartment in Miami. And I wasn't mad at him because that's your flexibility. Just like I'm not mad at Gail. I support people. I'm not mad at ESP. I support people. Good people. So, but this is what I didn't like about AJ. I love the guy, though. He was like, yeah, nomad life's the best way to be. I would never stop living in my Prius. He was leaving those comments, and at the time he was leaving the comments, he was in an apartment. I was like, bro, I'm traveling the East Coast during a pandemic. I'm taking showers at truck stops. You're telling me you love the nomad life, and you're in an apartment sitting there watching me on the big screen, and maybe even masturbating to me. Why? Because, guys, people are obsessed, okay, and they got emotional needs. But what I can tell you is, guys, Nomadic Fanatic bought a home base, Camper Van Kevin, whatever, all of them. Again, the only one is Bob Wells, and Bob Wells bought land. Why? Because he's making big money. He got a personal assistant. You ever see his personal assistant? And, guys, he's straight. So, what I can tell you is this, guys. The nomad life is dead. I believe that the nomad life, van life, whatever you want to call it, RV life, I believe it peaked out in 2020. I believe our RV sales peaked out. I believe that the lifestyle peaked out. I believe from here, there'll still be people doing it, but it's downhill. That's my opinion. Everyone should do what they want. Let's take a hydration break, go back to all live comments. I see Fred in here strong. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're going to go to it, guys. We're learning to be alone tonight. Wake up on time and have 3 things to do to be productive. And what I can tell you is this. Let's take hydration. Cold front coming up Florida tonight. Thank you again, King. Back to live comments. My man Fred, been thinking about you, brother. Shout out to Brooklyn. He goes, I lived alone in my car for 2 years, he says. In Vegas, that's hot. One of the best experiences. There you go. Look, there's no doubt about it that the safety and security of a house or a home base is a blessing. But there's also no doubt about it, it's a prison. It's a casket. You don't really experience grand things. However, you get burnt out on the road, okay? And it gets tiresome. So you got to balance your life. And at a certain point, when the home base makes sense for you, whether it's subsidized housing, owning or renting or Airbnb, because there's different ways to do it, depending on your circumstance. And I always tell you guys, don't be ashamed to get subsidized housing. Why? Guys, the Federal Reserve put $1 trillion into the bond market, okay? And they lowered the interest rate to 0. So what I can tell you is this, that's the least they can do. Okay, and let's stay positive. Good job. Thank you for sharing, Fred. Love and respect to you. And I'll tell you, even though a cold front in Florida is coming, 70 degrees, I don't want to be in Brooklyn. Why? Too cold. ESP, I'm just taking a break for the winter. You're done. You and your boyfriend, Element Van Life, you guys are both property owners or home dwellers. And what I could tell you is I'm not mad at you, though. Why? Because you do you. Don't let anyone make you feel ashamed that you're, part-time nomad, full-time nomad, whatever. I know, though, I'm not going to lie to you that it's a reality that it is a little bit of a competition. It is like who's going to last the longest, at least in your mind. But in reality, remember, it don't matter what other people think, including me. Why? It's your life. How do you learn to be alone? You have the confidence to say, you know what? I got to do me, okay? I got to do me. And I'm still going to keep my channel. And I'm still going to call it Gail Arnold. I'm still going to call it Inspirational Nomad, even when I own 5 properties. Why? I'm doing me. Who has an emotional support dog? Whoever doesn't have confidence. Every time you see a cute Dominican girl with an emotional support dog, remember, she doesn't have confidence. Every time you see someone, a fat guy trolling online, and he wanted to basically be your best friend, and then when you said, look, I don't want to be friends, he became your worst enemy. He's got an emotional disability. People struggle from a lack of confidence. Never forget it. Never forget it. Kim Kardashian, lack of confidence. Instead of an emotional support dog, she got Kanye West. But she ended up with someone more emotionally damaged than her. She'll be getting a divorce within the next 10 years. Why? Because, look, guys, you can't build a healthy relationship with 2 unhealthy minds. That's my opinion. No judgment. So what I tell you is this. Will Kim Kardashian be alone after that? No, she's not that person to be alone. Most people can't be alone. And it doesn't mean that you're better if you can be alone or not. Because a lot of you guys out there, and I'm not talking about anyone here, but just general statement, you guys are butt ugly and psychopaths. So you're like, yeah, I love to be alone. Well, there's a difference between choosing to be alone and no one wants to fuck with you. But I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just making a general statement, okay? I'm alone too, guys. All right, let's continue. Gail, I'm going to do just that. Keep my channel and upload consistently. Yeah. Why? Because you're halfway to monetization. So why not make extra money? Shit. Supplement that Social Security. That's what I say. Gail, thank you, ESP. ESP's a very nice supporter. Kathy, what's up, Kathy? Kathy goes, I think we should all learn to be alone. I agree. I think they should teach it in school. Some people are afraid to be alone. I agree with that. And would rather stay in toxic relationships. Gail, Kathy's on fire. I love my alone time and mind my own business. Kathy, you figured out life. 100 emoji, custom, member only, write a love note to you. Coconuts, drop that custom only, write a love note emoji to her. Coconuts, why is nomad life disappearing? Because quarantining is now a known word in the vocabulary. Okay. Because national lockdown is now a known word in the vocabulary. Because home gyms are now a known popular selling item on Amazon. Why? Because most people are not nomadic, they're lazy. Okay. Most people like the nomadic life because they thought it was cheaper, which most of the time it's not, and they like to fantasize about traveling, but they gonna sit there big ass in that house most of their life. Never forget it. That's why they like my Florida videos. Why? They know they ain't coming to Florida. And if they do, they coming for a couple days, they're gone. Florida will never be crowded. Anywhere will never be crowded. Why? Guys, people like to take vacations. People don't like to uproot their life. Most people are lazy. Most people want to know, what job can I get and do nothing? So never forget it. Damn it, starting over in Florida. Shout out to Emoji Meme. She done changed her life, uprooted her life. She did the right decision. It took a lot of strength and the grace of God. But she got on I-95. She got the hell out of upstate New York, and she about to change her life. Emoji Meme, before I read your comment, never go back. When you go back to upstate New York, you're going to realize you should have never left Florida. So I don't care if Orlando is not tropical paradise. It's 100% better than upstate New York. And I never want you to forget that. Okay, never. Because what I can tell you is every time I even think, I don't even think about it anymore, but in the beginning I did. You think about, well, should I go back? Just take a week vacation back and you're going to say, oh, Florida for the win. Okay, ask ESP, buried in snow in Alaska. Ask Gail, even in Gail's subsidized housing. I guarantee you, Gail will not be watching Living in Massachusetts videos, okay? I guarantee she'll be looking at Florida videos. Why? Because who the hell wants to be in a house in the winter? Who the hell wants to be in upstate New York? Let's read Emoji Meme's comment. Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. I'm very proud of you changing your life. Made it to South Carolina. Get the hell out of poverty, South Carolina. But it's better than upstate New York. Had some car issues. South Carolina. South Carolina is the Bermuda Triangle of getting to tropical paradise. I don't know how many people I've known in life. They can never get to Florida. They stop at South Carolina. Either they buy property or they turn around. South Carolina is the Bermuda Triangle of I-95. And what I can tell you is, I don't care if you have to hitchhike, Emoji Meme, get the hell out of South Carolina. And I don't care if you have to buy a new car. I don't care if you have to put it on credit, and I don't like debt. I tell you, get a new car, get 77 months of financing, and get your ass to Orlando, or at least to St. Augustine. Why? Because South Carolina's a shithole. Upstate New York is the devil's lounge, okay? And what I could tell you is this, keep going south. Let's continue to read. She goes, she had some car issues, so I had to spend the night. Getting back on the road in the morning. Praise the Lord. I'm going to be praying for you all night, Emoji Meme, that the Lord pushes you and gets you down to Florida. Why? Because I want you to experience the full change of your life. Okay, guys, when you change your panties, okay, you don't just get a white, what do all the destitute people do in Arizona? They get wet wipes. They go to Walmart, instead of taking a shower, they get wet wipes. You don't change your panties, okay, by getting a wet wipe and wiping your coochie part down that got period stains. You change your panties by throwing out your old panties, throwing out your old life, throwing out upstate New York, and getting a brand new pair of silky Walmart special panties. And I recommend you get no panties. Why? Well, even though I do like girls with panties. But what I tell you is this, when you're ready to change your life, you don't keep your old panties. What did Jesus say? Okay. He said, don't put new wine in old wine skins. I say, don't put your puss in your old panties, okay? And Emoji Meme knows she had a pampering the puss business. So what I can tell you is this. If you're a 1099 independent contractor pampering puss, get your ass to Boca Raton, where all the rich people paying no state income tax got plenty of discretionary income to pamper that puss. And what I could tell you is this, if you are in the business of a spa, don't you go trading on Robinhood app. Why? Well, I shouldn't say that because any of us can lose money, okay? And I've lost money before. So do what you want, but always have your emergency fund. Always pay off debt first. All right, good job. All right, back to live comments, guys. We're on fire tonight. You know what it is. Coconuts. I like being alone, but I like a good BJ. Well, that's why I tell you to masturbate once a day. Why? Because being addicted to sex and being scared to be alone is going to make you broke. Okay, and it's going to keep you in Manhattan. Got to go forward, brother. I want to see you in Delray Beach. You need to buy a home base there immediately. Why? Because that's a great place if you like outdoor eating. But don't buy until you live there for 2 years straight. King, I'm lasting as long as possible. King, I hear you, brother. Have your goals. What's my advice to any nomad out there? And they say, well, I'm struggling because it will always be a struggle as a full-time nomad to not have a home base. It's always something lingering because humans are creatures of habits. We need routines. We're settlers, not nomaders. So my number one piece of advice is take life one day at a time. Because if you can get through one day, you can get through two. If you can get through 2 days, you can get through 2 years. Next is, what are your goals? Are your goals to pay off debt? Are your goals to relocate? Are your goals to retire early? What are your goals? Because if you don't have goals, then you're just living in your car spending the extra money you would be saving at Starbucks. You got to have goals. You got to have a budget. You got to stay consistent. You got to take life one day at a time. And you got to remember what you're not missing and what you are missing. And if you do re-enter, enter at a small level and live light. Because you can still live a minimalistic life, renting an apartment or renting a room or buying a house. But while you're in the nomadic life, make the most of it. That's what I tell you. We're on fire tonight, guys. If you can see the video clear, any of my members, leave a comment. Say, inspirational nomad coming in clear. Give me a custom emoji. Okay. Coworker wants kids. He's a disaster, or girl. And a relationship because she feels lonely. Well, she's going to end up with 2 kids after 10 years, which is the average marriage. She's going to get a divorce. Then she's going to get 2 service dogs. Then she's going to get one last guy in her 50s. And then she's going to tell her kids, be careful about getting married because I lost all my independence. However, there are some people that it works out for. I haven't met many. Remember, marriage is a 50% shot, okay? So in marriage, you're basically saying, I'm putting my life in Shaquille O'Neal's ability to make a 3-throw. Because I think Shaquille O'Neal was 50% at the line. So if you want to put your economic future, your emotional future in the hands of Shaq making a 3-throw, good luck. However, I'm 1% of society. I'm living in my car. However, if you take risks doing day trading or whatever, you're taking risks. So take your risks. But for me, if I win, lose, or draw, for the most part, it's by my own hand. I'd rather at that than someone else's hand. Good job. Coconut said, yes, all clear. Thank you. Sometimes I don't know because I get static in the internet. Coconuts dropped a mic emoji. Thank you, emoji meme. Thank you again. Coconuts left some type of, pencil emoji. Damn it, good job, Coconuts. Fred, are you an introvert, Sam? Not fully. I have introvert qualities, but I am pretty good with people. But sometimes I'm so good with people, they want to be by me, and I want to be alone. So that's the dynamic. I think you have a mix of both. Yep, you get it, brother. I got a mix. Fred, you understand me, brother, and I appreciate that about you. ESP, all clear. Oh, that's a nice YouTube emoji. Good job, ESP. Coconuts, yes, all clear. Thank you again, Coconuts. Fred, Coconuts, you can always get a fleshlight. Guys, I didn't have a fleshlight. I had a plastic pussy. I ordered it online. And I got tired of it. Why? You got to clean it all the time, and you got to put like this powder and this gel in it. And I said, I just masturbate in a sock and put it in my laundry. So, look, for me, it's too much commitment to buy a plastic pussy. Damn near getting a real pussy, okay? Because I've had the real pussy. It's a disaster. So what I can tell you is this, guys. If you can't handle a plastic pussy, you no need to marry a real pussy. Why? It's too much work, okay? Now, you say inspirational nomad. I'm a female. I want penis. Well, I tell you the same thing. Get a dildo, okay? And if a dildo's too much work, then you know you should be alone, okay? Why? Because, look, when you have a dildo, you know, you don't have to worry about your man coming home and getting on your nerves or whatever. You just live your... Guys, people want to be independent. The only time people don't want to be independent is when they live in a third world country. They got nothing to do. They can't DoorDash. So they got to reprocreate, and they got to have someone to help them survive. We don't need that in a first world country. Coconuts. What's the best kind of rental in Florida? House, apartment, condo, room? Probably an Airbnb condo. They're probably the most common. I'm not a big believer in renting a room. Why? You're sharing a lot of space with other people. And there's only one door. So at least a separate condo, you have more privacy. So unless you really were destitute, I would not rent a room. I would rent a condo or an apartment. And condos are most common, so I would say that for the win. And even if you want to live the nomad life, I've shown you guys some RV park rentals that are safe and clean, and they're only $550 a month. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Also, if you're in Orlando, I would just get the Orlando 1000 Trails Pass, and they have a beautiful campground right there. For $30 a month, you can basically live there. You have to move a little bit. Tony, what's up, man? Shout out to Maryland. Sam, how's it going? Good, brother. Saxophone emoji. Are you back on the road or at least back playing? It's great to see you, Tony. Tony, I was listening to some light jazz yesterday, Sunday, when I was driving down A1A highway in Delray Beach. Light jazz, brother. It was great. I put on Spotify smooth jazz, just like a generic genre, and it was just some smooth jazz, a bunch of artists. It was great, man. I really enjoyed that, man. I was thinking about you a little bit. Yeah, coconut saxophone emoji. Amen, brother. Yeah, out of my favorite instrument is probably the saxophone. I tried to play it when I was young. I went to like a couple of classes in school for it, but I just it wasn't working. But I like the saxophone. I like jazz. As I get older, I mean, I grew up mainly, my main genre was hip hop and R&B. But as I get older, even though I still listen to that, sometimes I'm just in the mood for something real mellow. So I'll go to Spotify and I'll just put up like smooth jazz, and I'll just let that ride out. Especially when I got my sunroof down, I'm driving on Highway A1A. Ooh, it's a go. I'm really enjoying that. So what I could tell you is this: Gail got a new apartment. ESP is in Alaska in her apartment. Fred's in Brooklyn. Coconut's in Manhattan. Tony's in Maryland. King, where you at, brother? King's a Nomad. Kathy's in Chicago, I think, right? Kathy? And not sure where King Terry is. But guys, I'm in South Florida. Tony, had a gig yesterday. Good. It was nice, but nowhere near as packed with people, about half of what it normally is. Yeah, coronavirus still got people quarantined, and that's why home-based prices are up. That's why the nomad life is down, and that's why many people, like Gail said in her video today, people are scared to travel, and rightfully so. There's a lot of risk. So especially if you're elderly or if you have an underlying condition. So, and even ESP said that. ESP said that in her I Made a Decision. ESP made the LeBron James Nomad video. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time, there was this whole ESPN special about the decision. And he made the decision. Remember, he said, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. That's where I'm at. But ESP did like the same type of video, okay, from the Dairy Queen parking lot. And she said, I made a decision. I am staying in Alaska. Why? It's too risky. Okay. And what did I say? I'm not mad at that. You got to do you, Tony. They canceled my normal jazz festival. I love the DC Jazz Fest. Yeah, I went to a few parties in DC. I knew a guy we grew up with. He went to the NBA. He had a party, welcome to the NBA party in downtown DC. And what I can tell you is this, guy, DC's got some shooters, man. So depending on what part of Washington, DC you are at night, be careful, man. DC's has got a vibrant economy, but also got some shooters. Let's take a hydration break. Well, that's what it is, guys. Look, most people struggle to be alone. Many people in society now have emotional support dog. King Stretch in Austin, Texas. That's a good spot, man. Texas, for the backup win. I think Texas has a lot to offer. Bryce Green, welcome to the yacht club, brother. What I could tell you is you ain't alone this month. For 33 cents a day, and you can cancel at any time. You have guaranteed every night when I go live, you're not alone. Why? Because I broadcast every night. I broadcast on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on Hanukkah, on Kwanzaa. I broadcast every night, brother, and usually from Florida. Welcome to the Yacht Club member only, all access, brother. Martha welcomes you. And Martha says, Sam, when in your life did you realize learning to be alone was the thing? Well, in my 20s, I was a little bit depressed. In my mid-20s, when I was going through a few relationships, I remember crying on my bed, frustrated with God that I couldn't find a relationship that worked for me. Almost like I am now sometimes when I don't get the home base I want. And I try to remember that when I get mad with God and I don't get the home base I want. I remember the girl I wanted in my mid-20s. If you gave her to me now, I'll be like, take it back. So I have to remember that when I get impatient with God. But I would say, and then I did get a dog. To be honest with you, I got a dog, and I realized I got a lot of love and emotional support from that dog. But at the end of its life, I also learned that a relationship is not just the good part, it's the bad part. You have to take care of a sick dog. You have to watch them die. And it's not just your own needs. You can't just leave work and then go do whatever you want. You can't just leave work and go to the beach. You have to go feed your dog, walk your dog, take care of your dog. You can't just go on vacation whenever you want. You got to take care of your dog. And then as I got into my 30s, I said, after this dog, I'll never have another relationship again. So again, the human brain does not fully develop till 25. You don't know yourself till 35. So I would say at the age of 35 after my life experience, I said I had enough. I probably will end most of my life by myself. Obviously, the last big blow in my life will come when my mom dies. God forbid, it's probably going to happen. And I use virtual relationships as this live feed. And, I share with people sometimes in public. But 99% of the time, I choose and want to be alone, especially at this point in my life. Hope that answers the question. Bryce, welcome again. Martha, hello all. Welcome, Bryce. Coconuts, Martha, peace. Bryce, thank you, brother. Thank you. It's a pleasure, brother. You deserve it. You put in the work. Well, thank you, Bryce, for that show of appreciation. I do put in the work, but I also acknowledge the grace of God because you guys are gracious to support me. And I believe in those two things. I curse God sometimes daily, but I still believe that faith without works is dead. So try to keep the faith because you need it. And I've been blessed at times, so I acknowledge it. But you also have to put in the work. Because if you don't put in the work, if you're not reliable, if you don't show up, nothing happens. So thank you, Bryce, for that acknowledgement. Thank you for that support. It means something to me. Thank you to all my members. Martha, hear you about the 30s bringing real clarity and independence. Yeah, you get it, Martha. And like I've shared many times, people wake up in their 30s, they got 2 kids, 2 dogs, and it's too late to turn the clock back because they got too much responsibility. Upscale! The Class C is back in the building. Welcome back to the live access. See, guys, you can leave and you can come back whenever you want, and I love you the same. Upscale, been thinking about you. Shout out to everyone. Upscale lives full-time in his Class C in South Florida, and I've seen a lot of Class Cs lately. Good to have you back, Upscale, and love to you. Keep doing you. Whatever you got to do for you, I appreciate you, man. Upscale's living the dream the right way. Why? Because he bought a Class C. He kept $60K in his savings. He knows how to keep it moving. I'm waiting for that video. If he wants to upload it, he doesn't have to. That he's going to share with you the insights he learned on how to keep it moving while being a nomad. That's the hardest part, but it's the biggest part. I remember the time I spent in Manhattan and the homeless people that would be in front of Penn Station or in Central Park. There would be cops that walked the beat. And they would never bother the homeless as far as like arresting them, but they would always come around like once or twice a day and they said, you got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. And when you're a nomad, your number one rule is you got to keep it moving. And even me, sometimes I got to remind myself, keep it moving. So even if it's within the same town, just keep a cycle. So great to have you, Upscale. Gail, welcome, Bryson Upscale. Thank you, Gail, for encouragement. Upscale, I just couldn't resist. I appreciate you, man. Love all Italians from North. While I'm laughing, I appreciate that. I love all my Haitians. I love all my Irish, brown, white, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. Like Fife Dog said from Tribe Called Quest. I got love for anyone who's positive and healthy for me. So what I can tell you is this, guys, is life is too short to live with unhealthy relationships. You're better to learn to be alone. Because until you can learn to be alone, you are going to have unhealthy relationships, whether they're with Italian people, Irish people, Haitian, whatever. You can name them. It doesn't matter. Why? Because humans are flesh and blood. Doesn't matter what their ethnic culture. It matters what their character. Judge people by the content of their character or the content of their YouTube channel. And what I can tell you is this. You get to decide as an adult if you want to be with someone or if you want to be alone. And I think that's the great part about YouTube. You can decide, I want to be a member this month, I don't. And I think that, to me, is a win. Love to you, Upscale. Great to have you back, Martha. Mom was not loving to me. Sorry to hear that. And Dad was militaristic, very tough. Learned from both parents, though. Amen. Way to pull a positive. So I learned early on, welcome Upscale and coconuts. Amen. My mom was very loving. She was an enabler sometimes to some bad behavior, and she was a little bit indecisive, but very loving. I always had everything I wanted. I'm very grateful for my mother. And my father always took care of his responsibility. He paid child support. They got divorced at 8. I lived with my mom and my 2 sisters most of my life. I moved out around 21 or 22. And, my father helped me in some ways, get my career started. He made like a offer to get me in like a construction apprenticeship, and I tried to pass that forward to some friends, and I learned the lesson that you can get someone a job, but you can't get them ambition. You can't get them to be reliable. So a lot of times people come to me and say, well, how do I help the homeless? I want to get them a job. I said, well, yeah, but the problem is they got to show up. You can get them a job paying $100,000 a year, but if they don't show up, don't matter. So most people struggle with showing up, even on YouTube. Forget about a regular job that you got to deal with regular people. That's why, like, I think, what was it, Coconuts asked me, why is the nomad life dying? Most people have a horrible time showing up. They're inconsistent and they're lazy. And it's not a judgment, it's an observation. What is anthropology? The study of human nature. And the study of human nature shows me that most people are lazy. I remember watching an episode of Shark Tank. And there was this inventor. Shark Tank is a TV series in the United States about entrepreneurs that come on the show and try to get investments to start their business. And there was this business, they were trying to start a gaming system that you interact with the game and you like run in place. Like, I don't know if you remember Nintendo, the original Nintendo 64, they had the first interactive game, they had like a mat with different colors and you would have to run and tap your feet and you would like be a track star on Nintendo. But what Nintendo learned with other interactive games learned is most people don't want to move. They want to sit their big ass on the couch and move their fingers, not their body. Most people are lazy, not a judgment, a statement. Most people are not reliable, not a judgment, observation. So that's why most people should be in a house. They need their TV and they need their sedatives. That's true. Martha, Sam, I've been researching lots as home base too. All of the nomad life options. The lot thing keeps being the most functional. Some good lots in Kentucky. Well, yeah, Kentucky is the only place poorer than South Carolina is Kentucky. So you ain't gonna have no problem finding a cheap place in Kentucky. Why? A lot of poverty. So my opinion is if you like Kentucky, then look at a home base. If you don't like Kentucky, don't buy in Kentucky. So the first step of a nomad is use your flexibility to find where you are most inspired and where you can earn an income. If you can't earn an income in Kentucky, don't settle there. And if you don't want to be there, use your flexibility. That's your number one asset as a nomad. And that's why I started the nomad life. It wasn't to live in my car forever. It was to be flexible enough to relocate from New Jersey to Florida and have a bridge until I can get a job transfer. Okay. And so my message is buying property is not worth it in a bad area, in a bad climate. So you have to like the climate, you have to like the culture, and you have to like it enough to commit long term. Because buying property, even if you sell it, it's a long-term commitment. And Delray Beach is different than Boca Raton. Boca Raton is different than Miami. Miami is different than Palm Beach. All these places are beautiful in their own right. They're all within a half hour or so, but they're all different. And you gotta visit, use your flexibility, secure an income, and then maybe buy a home base, but take it easy. And I like the RV lot with a cheap travel trailer on it because there's nothing but a concrete pad or a piece of property. There's a cheap, I would say nothing more than a $15,000 RV travel trailer, because don't get a motorhome and get a home base. Why? Because to me, a motorhome, like upscale living in a Class C, if you buy an RV lot, you might as well have a travel trailer and have like a little Kia Soul as your regular vehicle that you can DoorDash or Uber in. So everyone is a different way. If you're going to have a motorhome, no home base and just travel. Everyone's different though. In my opinion, I would do an RV lot if it was cheap enough, taxes, HOA, everything, and calculate the electricity cost because that's going to be separate. And I would have like a Kia Soul as a regular vehicle because they're a very depreciating asset. And I would use that for DoorDash or Uber if I needed to. That way you still have a side hustle. You have a safe, legal place to park. Now, if you were looking at bare bones cheap, you get the 1,000 Trails camping pass. You live out of your car, you tent camp. But if you didn't like the locations of the 1,000 Trails camping grounds, then you just live in your car, truck stops, rest areas, stealth parking, etc. Let's continue to read. Where are we at last? Upscale. It is funny watching these desert nomads film each other. Arizona, totally boring lifestyle. I totally agree. I got some great viewers from Arizona, but the landscaping doesn't inspire me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a nomad and you can travel, find the area that inspires you. Now, if Arizona inspires you, that's great. I'm not mad. I had a great member, Barefoot and Cactus. I think she loves it. I'm not mad at that. Fred lived in his vehicle in Vegas. And Chaz, my man Chaz from New Jersey, he's in Arizona area. So I hate dry area. I need the ocean. I need I need the Caribbean. I need the vibe. I need that diversity. So everyone's different. But look, most of the nomads are destitute that are on YouTube. YouTube's their main hustle, not their side hustle. They're drunks. They're solar addicts. They got to keep talking about solar. And they buy too much crap. They're not minimalist. However, to each their own. Why? Because everyone spends their money differently. Good job. Good observation, upskill. Martha, love Shark Tank show. Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch. I watched it when I don't watch it anymore, but I watched it for a while when I was visiting my mom. Bryce, hey, I got a question. Okay. I got a question, Chief. What will be your method of dealing with loneliness if this YouTube platform shuts down? Good question. It will be back to my healthy habits because I lived a good life before YouTube. I only started my YouTube career for 3-4 years ago. So before that, I was in a healthy place. I got my spiritual health together, I got my physical health together, and I got my financial and emotional health together. I didn't do YouTube until I got my life together, until I had a solid foundation. Many people I've met, they started a YouTube channel and then they just disappear, even though they got talent. Why? They didn't get their life together first and they started a YouTube channel second. I got my life together first and I started a YouTube channel like third or fourth. So I already have my career, I already have my habits, I already have a healthy routine, I already have a mind to adapt. So for me, eventually it may go away because everything changes. It would just be like a Starbucks in a great area that I liked. It's not there anymore. I would adapt, I'd find another Starbucks, I'd find another outlet, and I'd just keep it moving. So everything is sad, but that's how I would handle it. Good job. Good question, Martha. Good question, Bryce. Yeah, I agree. Good question, Martha. Flexibility is an excellent point to remember. It's the number one reason to be a nomad. However, after a certain while, whether your age or your financial circumstance, it may be better to have some stability. But while you're a nomad, use your flexibility. Because if you don't use your flexibility, then there's no sense of being a nomad. You might as well be in an apartment. Good job. Coconuts. I saw that, yeah, Vaccine Monday, another vaccine from another company, Moderna, just said people get the vaccine starting December 21st. Yeah, if the CDC approves. I saw that. Only 50% or so of people in society will take the vaccine. The other part of it will be herd immunity. And so, look, it's all positive, though. You want to go forward. I had vaccines because I had to go to public schools. I don't know what the vaccine was for, polio or measles or whatever. But I got vaccines when I was young, so I'm not against them. I wouldn't be lining up first for this, but that's just because that's where I'm at in life. But I'm not against vaccines, but yeah, they're out now. They're coming out. And so we're pretty much a year away. Here's the good news, guys. Tomorrow, as I make this live feed, is December 1st. That means there's only 30 more days, one more month left in 2020. Then we'll be in 2021. Then by next year, coronavirus, whether through the vaccine or herd immunity, be pretty much gone. However, here's the other thing I noticed in life. In 2023, there'll be something else. There'll be another excuse why people are lazy, why people don't travel, or why people don't move. And it may not be a high publicity, a big national, global issue, but it will be a personal issue. Because most people, I believe, waste most of their life because they waste most of their day. What is the number one thing you need in life? Learn to manage your day. Wake up early, do productive things, manage your time. Why? Because that breeds consistency, that breeds productivity, that breeds progress. Most people go to sleep late, wake up late, waste their day, overeat, and that was before the coronavirus. It will be after the coronavirus. That just gave you enough value for 2 months of membership. Praise the Lord, says the Yacht Club. Upscale. Have you took a look at the Toyota Corolla Hybrid? I have looked at it, but I don't like the look of it. So Toyota Hybrid for the L, but I did look at it. Super smart, I would agree. The Japanese just have car making figured out. Yeah, look, they're very efficient. The Toyota is a very reliable car on many metrics. I would still prefer the Prius or the RAV4 Prime or Hybrid, but I'm still not sold that that's the best option. Why? Well, it depends. Like, a new car is going to be anywhere between 25 to 35,000 for the hybrids that we're talking about, maybe 20. So I'm only going to get a hybrid or electric if this car dies before I buy a home base. because I made the decision that if I buy an RV lot and I put a cheap travel trailer, I'm not going to spend $30,000 or up on a hybrid or electric. Why? Because I don't need the temperature control or the fuel efficiency. I'll buy an RV lot, put a cheap RV on there, a travel trailer, use this till it dies, and then next get a Kia Soul. Why? Because you can get a brand new Kia Soul for under $20,000. I think they're small, cute, compact. So if you already have a Toyota Prius or a hybrid and you want to live the nomad life, I think that's a win. I do not recommend people sell their car, buy a new car to live the nomad life. Why? Because most people will not live this nomad life more than 1 year. Example, ESP. Example, Gale. Example, every other nomad. Most people are never going to recoup the money they spend on their vehicle or RV. However, does that mean they shouldn't do it? No. Why? Because, guys, life, it's your money. I'm just making the observation that what I did through my initial research, I almost bought several RVs. And I kept going back to the point was, for me, as at that time I was 30-something, now I'm 40. At my age, for my goals and how I want to live, it doesn't make sense to buy an RV, especially without a home base, because then I'm going to be locked into campgrounds, RV parks, or stealth camping with a target on my back. I'm going to lose my fuel efficiency. I'm not going to be able to DoorDash. And again, if my goal at some point, maybe not, I don't know, is to get an RV lot, I don't think there's value in having a motorhome. Why? Because a motorhome is not meant to be parked and stay at an RV lot. It's meant to move. It's an engine. So a travel trailer, maybe. So those are my thoughts. Good comments. Kathy, not many people on YouTube will upload videos every day. None. And that's why I started doing it, because I wanted to give what I wanted. Then I realized that even if my videos aren't that great, and I think they got progressively better, I think they provide value, is consistency is key. People want to know that they can count on a video from you. And it's like a job. If you show up every day, you don't have to be outstanding in editing. It's by reliability that you prove yourself, you grow yourself, you get in a rhythm, and you build your channel and you build people up. Because again, if a relationship is not consistent, if you're not consistent, even if you have great skills, like if a basketball player had great talent, but he only showed up like once every 3 weeks, he only had a great game once every 3 weeks, it would be great to watch him. He may make the all-star team, but the real champions are the ones that have perfected that there's a level of consistency in their play. And that's just one small example. Again, you can take the example, if you worked at Walmart and you showed up every day for 2 years, I guarantee you'd get a promotion. I guarantee you'd make over $15 an hour, because most people who work at Walmart, Planet Fitness, Home Depot, they will not show up every day for 3 years straight. Most people who work as electricians, same thing. So as you're younger, you'll struggle with that. As you become middle-aged, which I am now, you'll get better at that if you grow yourself. And once I become a senior, I ain't going to have to worry about anything. Hopefully, again, anything can happen, but I want to position myself well for my later years. Why? Because as I get older, like Gail found out, like I know, but Gail already knew this too. Look, I don't want to have to be running around worrying about money, whether, are we going to get another stimulus? Is my Social Security enough? Rents are going up. I may not never be a multimillionaire, but I want to make my life easier as I get older, not harder. And so that's part of my thought process. Thank you for the, let's continue to read. She goes, not many people on YouTube will upload videos every day like you. Thank you. Respect your consistency. Thank you, Kathy, for that show of acknowledgement. I appreciate that very, very much. Coconuts. Bring on 2021. You sound like a fat girl ready to commit to a diet on January 1st. What do I tell her? She'll be even fatter in 2022. Why? Because when you're ready to change your health, you go on a diet before the holidays. Okay? When you're ready to change your life, you sell your house on December 2nd, 2020. I put my house on the market on December 15th. Why? Because I said, and the real estate agent told me, maybe you should wait till after the holidays. I told her, you don't change your life waiting for after the holidays. I said, put the house on the market. You work for me. Your real estate agent works for you. Negotiate that commission. I only pay 3% commission. 1.5% to the buying agent, 1.5% to the seller. Why? They work for me. A lot of you people, you don't own your house owns you. A lot of you people, you get screwed because you don't take the authority over your life. Why? You don't have confidence. And you don't have confidence because you're not consistent. When you're not consistent, you feel bad about yourself. When you feel bad about yourself, you can't do shit. Why? Because guys, you don't have the strength. So I want to change your life, okay? And I want to give you your value. And I think I just broke that shit down. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Coconuts. Fire. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Let's say hydration, but that was fire. Damn it, Coconuts. I appreciate that. I feel like they ain't listening, but someone's listening. And we got some new members. I'm thankful. Bryce, Upscale, good to have you back. All my members, thank you. Gratitude. Huh. Woo. Damn it, I'm trying to change the world while I'm living in my car. 4 years straight. Okay. I had pee fall all over my bed last week. At one point in my journey, I actually drank my pee jug. I thought it was my water jug. Okay. I've had knocks on my door in the middle of the night. I've been through hurricanes, snowstorms, pandemics. Okay. Persevere. Okay. Persevere. Why? Because if you stay down, the world will keep kicking you. If you don't go after your dream, you're going to stay in New Jersey. If you don't go after your dream, you're going to fuck off 2021 the same way you made an excuse in 2020. Okay. Because what I could tell you is this, guys, Joe Biden, if you think Joe Biden got the energy to change your life, I think he was the right person. Okay, I think we needed a change. But I always tell you guys, you got to change your own life. Joe Biden barely walk now. He got like a boot on his leg, man. Joe Biden gonna die soon, guys. Okay? So, again, it's a better choice, but I just always try to encourage you guys. You got to do it. All right. Hey, Kathy. Very true. If I had a channel, it would be hard for me to video every day. Oh, it's hard. My storage unit, it gets easier, though, just like anything in life. There's moments I still want to quit, especially in the beginning it was tough because you're not getting paid. You're an intern. For the first couple years, I was an intern. I got paid nothing. I couldn't even go live. And then when I went live, it had to be all public. But just like every job, when you show up consistently, when you put in the work, you get a little lucky, you get promoted. Okay, and then you got more authority. So like some people say, oh, I wish your chats were still public. I wish they were still free. Well, guys, I didn't work 5 years at Walmart so I could still be a greeter. I didn't work 4 years on YouTube so I could still be at the beginning level. Guys, when you work and you get your electrical license or you get your YouTube certification or whatever you get, okay, you earned the right, okay, to advance yourself, okay? And the people who understand that and support you, they're a blessing from the Lord. And the people who don't, they're a stumbling block to you. Like when Peter told Jesus, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. He goes, get behind me, Satan. You're a stumbling block to my destiny, okay? So guys, if people can't respect that you stood in front of the prostitute, okay, when the religious leaders came to stone her, if people can't respect that you've already been helping the homeless, that you already volunteered in prisons and soup kitchens, that you already got people jobs, that you already paid people, but if people can't respect that and now they want your whole life for you to work for free, be for free, never advance, fuck them. Okay? Fuck them. They ain't gonna do shit for you. They never did shit for you. Okay? However, there are people that have done shit for you, and I'm appreciative of that. Now, some of those people aren't even my life, but I still acknowledge that you don't live your life on your own. There's been people that helped me, and not just financially, just people that have been kind to me, looked out for me, said a nice word to me. It's not all about money. Always tell you guys, I cut out my father, I cut out inheritance, I blocked members. So it's about money, but it's not all about money. Okay. So I've proven that with my life, but I also want to show you that after you put in the work, you have a right to charge money. Okay. So there's a balance and there's a protocol, but never let someone who's lazy, not working, not being productive, they're the biggest people that tell you should do everything for free. They're the biggest people that say the Federal Reserve should bail me out yesterday. And guys, I'm for more social programs. I'm for helping our seniors. But what I'm trying to tell you is this, don't bullshit either. Because a lot of you people ain't putting in no work, okay? And that's not right either, okay? So, it's got to be a balance of thought. Because that's how you change your life. All right, let's go back live comments. Upscale. How has your mom been, good question, doing? Did she figure out the Cash App? My mom's been doing overall good. She's still independent. My siblings have been with her. That's been challenging a little bit, I think. But I think she's in a good position. She's better in New Jersey at this point with my other siblings because of various reasons that I won't go into because of their business. And I would just say I'm thankful that she's at least able to be independent. And she has to figure out how she wants to live in addition to that, with my sisters, their own life. And so that's their business. I don't get involved in that business. I used to when I was younger, and it was like stabbing myself. So now I'm just thankful. I pray the best for everyone. I know my mom is in a safe place. As long as she's safe, she lives how she wants, and I gotta live my life. And so, yeah, we never did a Cash App. I don't remember what we talked about with that, but that's the overall thing. But I call my mom every day, or I text her every day. Martha, yeah, how is your mom doing? I just broke that down. Good question. Yeah, it was a good question. I appreciate you asking, Upscale, and thank you, Martha. Coconuts. What made you go on YouTube and did your first video? Well, I saw it as, well, I did. It wasn't YouTube. It was like Ustream, which was like a video sharing platform years ago, like during MySpace. And I did it when I was in the ministry. So I've always had social media, whether it was like my personal, and I was always like an inspirational guy, whether at that time it was religion or it was philosophy. And when I had a nonprofit, I did a radio show. I paid for it. I paid to be on AM station, but I did it. So I've always been someone to use my gift of communication. I've refined it. I've tried to get better at it. So I've always enjoyed to do it. And sometimes I've paid a platform to do it. So as I got older and I closed all those things down, I saw YouTube as an opportunity to do two things. One is make side income, and two is do something that I know I have a gift at and that I'm good at. And that, and the fact that at that season of my life, I was learning about the nomad life, I said, well, I'll take who I am. I've always been like kind of inspirational plus the nomadic life. I'll be inspirational nomad. And I'll use this to document my journey and to try to make some side hustle. Okay. And so that's kind of how that all unfolded. And just like when it was like with ministry or anything else, when I saw some of the other people doing it, I said, shit, if they could do it, I know I could do it. And same thing, like, you know, I know there's been some people say I started my channel because you don't edit, but you do it. I said, yeah, now I've gotten better. And what I can tell you is the biggest thing I can tell you if you want a YouTube channel is you got to show up every day. You got to have a main job. You can't depend on YouTube. 2 years you could be doing it for free. And for most people right there, they're not going to make it. But take it like everything, one step at a time, one day at a time, and just start with that. Good question. Martha, you all have good questions. I agree. Tonight, you guys are on fire. Another good one, Coconuts. He's on fire. Coconuts. I don't know how you put a video up every day. Amazing. It's the grace of God. And it's like any job. If you show up for 5 years consecutively, some things are on autopilot. Like, I'm in such a rhythm now. And that's why I recommend, like, for my younger and middle-aged people, don't drop out of the workforce. And why? Because you're in a rhythm. When you get out of a rhythm, you can't get back in the rhythm. Like, if I'm playing basketball every day, I get in a rhythm, okay? When I do YouTube every day, I'm in a rhythm. So now, if I take a break, I'm going to get out of a rhythm. And you guys are going to be checking for me. I'm not there. You're going to find something else to do, okay? And everything gets out of sync. And then you lose progress. Consistency is the only way you make progress in life. And so now, I got such a rhythm. And part of that, too, is because, look, I'm single. I got no kids. No other. If you had a family, a wife, a kids, a house, I wouldn't be doing this. I sold that before. There's been guys and girls that they appeal to a lot bigger audience than me. They're Florida suburban dads, but they're not consistent. Why? They got 2 kids, 2 dogs, and they got a wife. Okay. Me, I got none of that. So, and I got no drug problem. So I show up every day. When someone disappears for months, they got a drug problem or they got a family problem. That's fact. So I don't appeal to the masses though. Why? Because I'm a single guy. I tell you, stay single. I tell you, live bare bones. I tell you, if someone don't like you, don't fuck with them. And what I can tell you is that don't appeal to the masses. I tell people I got a heart on and I peed in my pee jug and it fell over. That offends people. So, however, when this is your side hustle, you can be yourself. And when you're consistent, you're going to get more people that even if they have mass appeal, their revenue is not the same as you. Why? Because their work ethic is not the same. Their connection with their audience ain't the same. I'm more engaged than people smaller than me and bigger than me. I answer every regular comment, 99%, and every live feed. So no one's as engaged as that. So what I can tell you is some of it's a gift, some of it are fine, some of it's work, and some of it's just that blessing. It's that mix that you put it all together, and this is a blessing. Now, however, here's the humility part. It can end at any time, okay? And so you never become prideful in your progress because at any time, everything can go away. So I always tell you multiple streams of revenue, savings account, and even with all that being said, it can still all go away. So if you take all that with that perspective, you will always have the right motives. There's a scripture that people don't have because they don't ask or they don't do. But even when they ask, even when they do, they don't get what they want because they don't have the right motives. So now look, sometimes evil people get ahead. But what I've learned in life, because again, I went on a spiritual journey when I was an adult before anything else, is that I still curse God, I still question this earth, but for the most part, I'm not perfect, but my motives are not deceitful. I'm pretty honest with you guys, okay? And so I feel at peace that I can be myself because I'm not bullshit. Now, look, there's a little flair, there's a little entertainment to it, but it's pretty real. I mean, you want reality TV? I mean, I don't know how much realer it can get. I mean, I pretty much would have to take you in the shower of Planet Fitness with me and show you washing my ass for it to get any realer than this, guys, okay? It's pretty real, okay? This isn't like a scene like this is a real life, guys, okay? All right, let's continue. Back to live comments. Fred, I'm sorry, brother. I know I got in a rant. I missed that, Martha. Fred, is it as good as Contagion? Contagion was a good move. Outbreak was another good movie about like a virus. Those are good movies. Fred, when you get a chance, check out the trailer of the movie Songbird. Okay, I will. Sade had a song. Fred, when you get a chance, go to Spotify or YouTube and look up Sade Songbird. So I'll check out the movie. You check out the song by Sade called, Morning Bird. Morning Bird or Songbird? I'm not sure. But Sade, either Songbird or Morning Bird. It's based on the coronavirus pandemic. I'll check it out. It's essentially a horror movie to come to life. Well, I don't like horror movies, but if it's based in reality, it's got a chance. Thank you, brother. Coconuts, custom member, dropped on mic emoji. 3 fire emojis. Thank you, brother. Fred, Coconuts and Dreams. The movie isn't out yet, buddy, but the trailer was disturbing. Well, I don't like scary movies. I had a kid I grew up with. He was a good guy, great guy. He loved horror movies. How is he doing now? He's clinically depressed. I don't know where he is. Okay. Why? I think horror movies too much. Now, I'm not saying this is like classifies that because it's kind of like based on real life. It'd probably be interesting. But I do want to make this statement. Not based on Fred's recommendation, but just based on any psychopath in here who loves horror movies. Horror movies destroy your mental health. Why? You are self-inducing PTSD, post-traumatic stress. When you watch a murder, when you watch a rape, I knew some women, they love to watch rape movies. When you watch murder, rapes, even something on the news, car accidents, you're inducing post-traumatic stress. You're watching horrific things. Guys, you know what I watch? Nomad stuff or free porn. Okay. Now you say inspirational nomad. I'm a psychopath. I only watch cartoons and cartoon porn. Well, I don't know if that's healthy either. Okay. So balance it out, but you know what I'm saying. Good job. Martha, the P issue is right of the passage for true nomads. Yeah, guys, you're not a nomad unless the P jug spilled over in your car. We'll share my episode when it happens, maybe. Well, get ready for some trolls, because believe me, I blocked the trolls. Why? I'm not going to give them real estate on my channel. They're not going to stay in the comment section. They're getting blocked. So what I can tell you is if you upload videos, it could be nice, it could be mean, it could be about masturbation, it could be about pee, it could be about house. You're always going to get some people with crazy-ass comments. Don't leave them on your channel. Why? Don't give them real estate in your comment section. They shouldn't have a place in your life. Coconuts. Did you ever smoke weed? Yes, when it was illegal when I was young. What did it do? Just made me paranoid, hungry, and gave me the giggles. Sometimes we watched the movie Friday like 20 times. It makes you unproductive. For some psychopaths, it may calm them down and prevent them from killing. For most people, it'll just make them live a life below their potential, and they'll overeat and overthink. Kathy, agreed. Laughing at Martha. Custom laugh on the ground emoji. Members only. Good job. Fred, I had a pee jug in my car too, but thankfully never spilled it. 2 years living in your car and you never spilled a pee jug? You got good hands, man. You got Michael Irvin hands, man. I dropped the ball. I'm not gonna lie. Coconuts. Peeing is easy. It's going number 2 that would be a problem. Well, what I could tell you is this. That's why you got to get on a healthy schedule. Why? Because when you're on a normal schedule of eating and waking up early, you're on a cycle with your digestive system. Your body is a system. A respiratory system, a reproductive system, a respiratory system. When you operate your system, it goes on a cycle. When you eat fast food and you eat late at night, your digestive system is out of whack. You can explode at any time. When you don't masturbate, you're a psychopath, all backed up, you got blue balls, and you're stalking every girl for Instagram. That's why I tell you, masturbate once a day, eat healthy, wake up early. Why? You'll be on a good cycle, good routine. That's how you learn to be alone. When you're not on a good routine, when you're not on a good cycle, you don't know how to be alone. You're obsessed with women, you're obsessed with food, and obsessed people are emotionally unstable. Never forget it. Oh, damn, that's fire. Drop the mic emoji. Upscale. I used to joke. I don't want a black tank. Well, I agree with that 100 upscale. If I had a Class C, Class B, or travel trailer, even if I bought an RV lot, there's a good shot that I will still put a pee jug in the bathroom and a plastic bag in the toilet to take a dump. Why? Because I don't want to worry about cleaning the black tank. And even if I'm hooked up to a sewer, I still may do it. And a lot of the communities I looked at, they have a common bathroom that I could just use that. I agree with that, upscale. And I agree that most nomads, even if you have a fully self-contained unit, unless you're really parked for the long term, I recommend you just pee in a pee jug, empty it out at a public restroom, and use a trash bag to take a dookie. Remember, guys, dogs take dookie. What do their owners do? They pick it up in a trash bag and they throw it in the trash. So if dogs do that, if dogs pee on the ground, pee in a pee jug. Good job. I agree, upscale. Coconuts. I don't think I can live in a vehicle. I need a shower and a toilet kitchen. I can understand that. Maybe a very small condo with low cost. I agree with that. You don't have to live as a nomad to live minimalistic. I may not always be a nomad. One thing I've learned through the nomadic life is live light. Travel light. You do not need a lot of crap. You don't need a storage unit. If you have a storage unit, you have an emotional disorder. Good job, Martha. Sam, please tell Mom we all say hello. Well, I will, but I don't tell her I have a YouTube channel. Why? I remember I told my mom, when I had a radio show, when I was doing a nonprofit, and one day she goes, Sam, I had my sister, listen, what'd you talk about today? I told her I talked about masturbation. She goes, oh, God. So, I don't tell my mom I do YouTube, but if she found out, whatever, but I appreciate you saying that. And we thank her for raising you. I am thankful for my mom. Thank you for that gracious comment. Too often, we don't thank the people that helped us become who we are. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate my mom. I even appreciate my father, even though I don't talk to him. I appreciate all my friends. I appreciate everyone who's ever done anything for me. Even if it's, split their cigarette with me, even though I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Even if they prevented me from getting robbed. Even if I still have gratitude for every good people. However, this is a key lesson. I hope you guys are still listening. And girls, even though you are thankful and you know that someone has been a blessing in your life, that doesn't mean they should still be in your life. Because there's parts of your life where you have to outgrow people, not because you're better than them, but because for both of you, it's healthier that you move on. And that's a powerful lesson most people will never get. Coconuts. Being in love is an emotion that controls your life. Well, and when you ain't masturbate, it's not love, it's lust, because you're all backed up. It's like taking a dookie in your Class C, and your black valve tank is closed, and you just keep taking a dookie. When you don't masturbate, your reproductive system is backed up, and that's why you got blue balls, and that's why you're going to explode. Big cum shot. Mount Martha, Sade is fantastic. She's a blessing from the Lord. She came from the UK, and her father, I think, was Nigerian. Mother from the UK, father, I think, Nigerian. Coconuts. Martha, thank your parents. Also, you seem very cool and smart. Fred, who got offended by you peeing in a jug? Some psychopath, I don't know, I blocked them. Or at least deleted their comment. Fred, you know what it is, brother. Yeah, it's just the way life goes, man. Martha laughing. I hate horror movies as well. Guys, never date a girl that loves horror movies or loves the big rides at Great Adventure. Why? Because she's an adrenaline junkie. If she's an adrenaline junkie, she may be good in bed, but she's bad for your life. So cut her off immediately. Good job. And if you're dating a guy that loves horror movies, he's a psychopath. He'll stalk you. You'll be scared to sleep with him when you get in an argument, and you're going to need a restraining order. So what I can tell you is don't date him either. Good job. The Ring was a disaster. I remember that movie. Who talked me into it? I kept looking in the rear view of the car. We all saw The Ring. Well, guys, don't watch The Ring and then live in your car and then tell a homeless guy he can't have money. Why? Because he's going to be lingering around the back of your car. Woohoo! I agree with that. Martha, seriously laughing. Slept with a light on the entire night. Well, Martha, what was that movie where everyone, was it The Ring, or maybe it was The Ring. Someone saw their shadow and then they would die or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe it was The Ring. But yeah, I don't like those movies, man. It's too much. It destroys your mental health. Martha, at Fred, you'd be amazed how many people watching YouTube channels project their own fears. Oh yeah. Confusion, instability on YouTubers. Now, I have compassion. Why? Because I've been a YouTube watcher and a YouTube creator. I've been an employee and an employer. So I don't want to say judgmentally that the people who project themselves on others are always bad, because I did that myself, if I'm being honest. Just like I share with you guys, there's been times where I've been toxic. I've been too insecure that I depended on someone else. So I have empathy on them, but as I grow as a person, I have to have boundaries for them. Why? Because just like I had to learn, they have to work on themselves. So I'm honest enough to admit that. They have to be honest enough with themselves, and they can't be mad at me for putting up a boundary. Good job. Kathy, do you still watch movies, Sam? Not really. I just watch some YouTube, and that's it. And I don't watch that much YouTube, to be honest with you. Do you have favorite movies? My favorite movies are, my first movie when I was very young was a movie called Rad. It was a BMX bike movie. It was with that girl who got caught with the college loan scandal. The second movie I remember that I liked was Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Great movie. Classic. I think they're coming out with part 2. The third movie I liked in the 90s was a movie called Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. The next movie I would like would probably be Silver Linings Playbook with Bradley Cooper. I liked Limitless with Bradley Cooper. And there's a bunch of other ones. Stigmata I liked, which was like a movie about like people being too religious. So those are some highlights of some movies that I remember that I like a lot. Good question. Thank you, Kathy. Martha, at Coconuts. Building a do-it-yourself bath into a van. Cannot live without it as well. Yeah, at least the option to stealth shower is a must for me. I hear you. Well, I would say that if I get an RV, whether for an RV lot or to travel, it's going to be fully self-contained. One of my viewers, Tom from California, he's really the first one that planted that seed, because I was looking at little campers. But if you're going to go RV, whether travel, trailer, or motorhome, you want it to be self-contained. What does self-contained means? It means it has a shower and a bathroom, it has a kitchen, and it has a sleeping quarters. That means you can fully live in it. Because if you just get like a micro camper that doesn't have one of those things, also when you buy an RV lot, the only mandate, even if they don't have an age restriction on the RV, all RV lots and some campgrounds, especially during the coronavirus, they mandate that the RV itself is fully self-contained, or else they don't let you in. So you want to get a fully self-contained RV. Good job, Fred. It's Morning Bird by Sade. Damn it. Thank you, brother. That's it. I love that song. One of my favorite. I like, one of my favorite songs also is Bulletproof Soul by Sade. Coconuts, members only custom emoji. One of the custom emojis you get as a member. Laughing on the ground. Good job. Well, guys and girls, we made history today. How? Because we showed up again. And when you keep showing up, you make history. And I want to thank my newest member, Bryce Green. I want to thank Upscale for rejoining. I want to thank Coconuts for being back in the building always. King Terry for the super chat. Thank you. ESP. Gail, congratulations again if you're still watching. Very proud of you. Smart move. ESP, I love you. I respect you. Kathy, great comments. I believe from Chicago area. Emoji Meme, thank you for that tip. And keep pushing forward. Get out of South Carolina in the morning. Get down to Florida where you belong. I know it's scary, but I love you, Emoji Meme. I'm very proud of you. I want everyone in the live chat, and this is very sincere now. Say a prayer, and if you don't believe, masturbate twice, throw some salt over your shoulder. Whatever you need to do, send positive vibes to Emoji Meme, a.k.a. her tag name is Starting Over in Florida. Why? It's very scary. This is her first time. She left upstate New York. She's traveling by herself, and she's relocating to Florida. She needs support. So in one way, whether you're, if you believe in the Lord, pray. If you're atheist, throw some salt over your shoulder. If you're a psychopath who masturbates a lot, masturbate once for Starting Over in Florida, for Emoji Meme. Why? Because the least you can do when you're about to come is think of Emoji Meme and that she gets out of South Carolina. All right, good job. Fred, thank you again, brother, for joining. I appreciate all your comments, You're a good man, Fred. I'll never forget. I appreciate all your encouragement, Fred. Shout out to Brooklyn. ESP was strong. Tony Gilbert. Damn it, the Maryland and the saxophone's still in the building. Keep playing your saxophone, Tony. Never forget it. I see you out there, man. Your creativity is very, very important. King Stretch, Austin, Texas. I still see you, brother. I appreciate all you do, King. You are king. Keep pushing forward, but stay humble. Be a king, but stay humble. Martha, very strong in the comments tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm grateful for you guys. I am. And I don't think I overlooked anybody, but if I did, please forgive me. ESP says good night. Thank you, ESP. I appreciate you still watching. Coconuts, do you know how many vids you make? Yeah, I can look at my totals on my Creator Studio screen, which all creators have. I think I got over 3,000 or so. Something like that, and something like that. It's about 3,000 videos. Yeah, Coconut sends positive vibes to starting over in Florida. Thank you, Coconuts. Fred, The Ring was about getting a phone call. Oh, okay, that was a different movie than I was thinking about. Was getting a phone call, and then 7 days later, you end up dead. What a psychopath. Guys, Stephen King, even though he was a multimillionaire, he's a great movie producer, he was a psychopath. So, you got to think about the mind who writes this stuff. I don't know. But I guess that's what makes the world go round. I mean, when I was young, I liked Halloween and I liked dressing up. But when I was a Halloween, I think there was one year I was Freddy Krueger. But I really liked to be, I was the Karate Kid one year. I enjoyed that. I don't know. But as I get older, I don't want to watch horror movies. But I guess they have a time and place in your life. Upscale, your old videos have helped me a lot. Upscale, thank you, brother. And thank you for, look, I think you have a lot to offer. But even if you never make a video, I just appreciate your mindset of keeping moving. I appreciate your positive vibes. You're always trying to help people. And I appreciate who you are, Upscale. Never forget that. Positive vibes to you, brother. And appreciation, mutual, reciprocal love. Only be in a relationship that's reciprocal. You get them, they get you. There's no manipulation. There's no favor for a favor. It's like, I appreciate you. I show that. You appreciate me. I show that. And for however long we're together, there's no obligation. It's a blessing. And whenever it's time to move on, it's all love. That is a healthy, reciprocal relationship. And until you can learn that, you're not going to learn to be alone. Because you're going to be in a relationship, but you're going to be more alone than ever. That's the message tonight. Peace. Anthony, coming in strong at the end. 199 super chat. Damn it, Anthony. You came in strong at the end, man. Because I almost ended it, brother. Love to you, Anthony, and your family. I remember you. I know you come in here often, man. Thank you, Anthony. Love to you. And I appreciate you hearing me, Upscale. Love to you, Anthony. Hey, you, man. Appreciate you. Prayers to your family. Love. And Upscale, thank you for hearing me. Thank you. Appreciation and gratitude. It's seen, it's recognized, and it's appreciated. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, everyone. Peace.